It's been a long time, but no,
Welcome to
let's not go
Summoner's
there.
Rift.
And unfortunately, Gogolf, I will not be singing that intro again. I don't even know why the hell I did it. Anyway, this is going to be probably the start of another series of mine because I've decided to, I don't know, master Bloodhound just because of how freaking funny it is playing him. Nobody actually seems to know what the heck you do. It's just nobody plays him, or if they do, maybe they don't play him very well, because nobody really understands the dots. It's just the
30
block
seconds until
first. Alright,
minions
if you
spawn.
live, then the block's probably stuffed. Swain, on the other hand, is am I gonna die, am I gonna live? The only other character who is probably better at this is Gangplank if you build him AD carry. Is if I crit, I win. If I don't, I die. It's all good. I don't know if I'm gonna win, and neither do you. But at least with Swain you have a bit more control because you know your damage output just takes a bit of time to get there. So yeah, just to keep me rambling a bit, but I'm playing Swain. Lore-wise it
Minions
works
have
as well because
spawned.
it's the Blanc's partner in crime. But I just like him. He's so much more of a, I don't know. I would say you're more of a dick in lane, but that's a bit hard. Swain can constantly chunk you off half the AP, half the HP every 30 seconds or so. But at least with Swain, I can sort of carry slightly easier, I guess, by myself, by just waiting to a fight and killing everyone. Anyway, I'm against Morg, which under normal circumstances, if I faced her as LeBlanc, I'd probably be slitting my wrist by now. And this was one of the first matches I played in ranked since around
First
1400.
blood.
Oh, that was it. They wanted to... They camped the bush, waiting to come in, and then tried to hit them. So we got first blood, 1-for-1, but it's still better for us. Morgana is staying the hell away. It's like she's zoning herself out for XP, and I thought, why would you talk or something? Because she could have just stayed here, even if it is a shadow jungle. So I'm not quite sure what she's up to, but I think she was just typing when it goes on the down. And I just started with like, okay, these are placement matches. I will get some better matches later on when I'm on a higher elo. And I was going to wait with the blog until the season 3 items and masters and all that came out so I could do massive updates to the guide. But in the meantime, oh my god, lol, he's trying to advertising. Yeah, that's good. Anyone who says this kills you were saying. Right. So Morgana is happily AFK pushing to my tower because that's what I do when you have a retard jungler like this. Normally Morgana will start with binding. The cautious one will take shield at 2 so don't get ganked, and then they'll happily AFK push to your tower. It's, yeah, I don't know. I will put better videos up when I get the chance to, just in the meantime. I'm just testing with people out to get so Shoko ganks, we force splash from her, that's fine. I know she'll splash and we can play after that. I'll show a few more things later when I'm fighting. But she's not out of mana, so I can bully her out or round all I want. I technically didn't need to ignite her, but hey. What was I going to say? Oh, I get several questions asked repeatedly, like, why do you not have a guide on Solo Mid and why did I update it? Actually, I was really tempted to delete the guide I have on Solo Mid because I asked for it to be approved and all the rest of it, and the reason they gave me that it wasn't approved was the fact that it was just too long. Anyone attempting to actually open the page ran the risk of crashing their freaking browser. It's just their coding is, I would say, I don't know anything about coding, but it seems worse than MOBA files where you can at least hide videos and whole chunks of text under spoiler tag, so you can only look at what you wanted, as opposed to Solo Me, where you just look at everything, or as it turns out, don't look at anything at all because your browser will blow up in front of you. So that's that out of the way. Also, I would have updated both of them, but Solo Me is up in there. Community and mobile file connected, that doesn't matter, so I put the guide as long as you want to read it. So I will be writing a Swain guide soon enough. Purely because I just love how he plays. Well, I said earlier I didn't need did burn ignite. Now that I burnt it, no pun intended, that means that I can't really make as many plays now because I'll lack that extra bit of damage to kill her. But I'm just so used to people getting away sometimes, not so used to, but I'm really irritated with getting away on 20 HP or something. I can ignite them anywhere. If I had ignite here, this is the sad thing. Easily would have killed her. Why have I stopped playing so much LeBlanc? Because DFG absolutely hamstrung her ability to kill people cleanly. But people get away on 100 HP or so, a crucial point in the mid game where I would previously be able to wipe out the carry before the team fight started. But recently it's just been, I can't get the plays off, I can't do my job, and I just become a dead weight after the laning phase. It's just not working as it should have been. As regards to the new DFG, someone did the maths over at LolWiki on the LeBlanc comments, and it's not great by what I think. It seems to do less than the original Deathfire, but until I test it, I can't really tell. It's the same with the Swain guide. I won't really be writing too much details of builds and all that until the new items and stuff. I can't have a chance to test them all because I'm probably throw everything to the air again. The Blackfire Torch and Leandri's Torment look really juicy. But anyway, in this matchup, you have I don't know, I'll start with the basics. N-Jackie says that Swain counters Morgana, and N-Jackie is N-Jackie. I'm tempted to believe it and not believe it. So here's how I would understand it. You will probably get pushed to the tower, but it's okay, because Swain can sort of farm on the tower somewhat, or at least doesn't need it for the tower, doesn't regen his health back. In the early stages, you won't run out of mana because of your passive, and she will. And you can just bully her around a lot, because you're relying on dots more than burst. You'll always be a threat to her. Well, I don't know, maybe this is retarded Morgana, but I'm going to success. I tested the theory behind it. I'm going to have to test this out from better people later on. I don't know what Shackle was doing. He could have smited, but he didn't. So I get bound, but she gets bound. It's not really much I can do on that amount anyway. In other videos, I have to go through some of the more subtle things about Swain, like using never move correctly. A lot of people, when they see Swain miss with never move, think they're automatically bad. And I had to explain this to a Vlad that I completely destroyed. I'll give you an example. If you were to never move someone like Vlad, they would pull, lose 20% of their HP, and walk away. Whereas if you put never move behind them, they will be forced towards you, and they wouldn't pull, but then you can use the rest of the combo on him, and as it turns out, he lost 80% of his HP. I mean, he still tried to flame me for saying that was bad, and I couldn't use never move on him. Whereas I pointed out the rest of his team and to him in all chat, and he did exactly what I wanted him to do, and then I just needed to be quiet. He did not have a fun game at all, but then again, it's probably the hardest counter there is for Vlad. Will I ever make a guide for Vlad? Maybe, I'm not sure. If anything, I'll probably make one for Swain first, even if I'm playing Vlad for longer, just because Vlad top is I can't get it right yet. I don't know, I can just make so many more plays with Swain than I can with Vlad, and Vlad is I don't know, maybe. No promises. If you want one, put it in the comments, but I'll keep it in mind. But in the meantime, I still haven't gone back yet. So it's slightly boring, but in the meantime, I'm not really sure what I'm meant to be doing. I got the kill, I got Farm Morgana, which is hilarious. Would never do that with LeBlanc unless they were absolutely brain damage. But yeah, I had finally went back. Didn't do too much. So I have a rather pointless jungler, although to be fair, he did give me the advantage early on, which I managed to then snowball into a kill on Morgana, which did happen. But in the end I had to end up carrying him. So yeah, we were flaming him, and so we left. You can't see it in this, but we're in the team chat, we were saying how freaking useless I wasn't, because flaming people is never the answer in solo queue. You're better off with having one slightly useless person who at least run around trying to kill towers and is annoying than being a 4v5 in most cases. In some cases it's better than doing 4 people. You can get all the farm and everything in the game that way. Yeah, never move horses flashes like no tomorrow. So now she has a flash. Next time we've never moved, I use it. I can just go all in and smack her face in, and she can't do that. She activates. She'll probably use Black Shield in order to stop the snare. She has a clue, but she's going to do that not so often. It's a lot longer than you'll never move, isn't it? In the show. Because here's the thing, if she uses Black Shield to stop your dot, that means she hasn't got it for anything else like a snare, so normally they will save it for that in this matchup. But otherwise, she's going to try and be content with pushing the lane as much as she can. But in the meantime, you can just happily stay in this black crap and harass her anyway, because it's healing off her and off minions. What else do noob swains do? Noob swains have a habit of thinking, I'm going to die, better run to my tower. And the more experienced ones actually stay around the minions, because not only are you healing then off the champion, you're healing off the minions as well. And a lot of people get thrown off by that, and then turn around and kill them. It's just, you have 3 birds. If you run away to the tower, you're going to hit 1. If you're staying around the minions, at least you're going to hit the other 2. That's how the theory goes anyway. If you're in a fight, sometimes you should just stick to have faith in your healing and stay by the enemy minions. It's different from other champions who don't want the minion aggro. But yeah, I'm also trying to Right, that's an example of using never move, not trying to catch someone mana. If I had thrown this immediately on him, he would have quick drawn out of it. I want to throw it here, so even if he quick draws, he'll be caught. So he has no choice but to go back, and therefore I'm in range of the rest of my combat and dies. Think about it. If they use their escape, if you place it on them, they use their escape mechanism, get out, you've lost a kill. If you use it in a position where even if they did escape, they get caught, and therefore they have to go back, you force them into a situation where you can then kill them. Swain hasn't got the best range in the world, and you never move as a way of forcing them into your range, or forcing them out of their own range. Pick one. Really trades that way. What's the other thing I like about Swain? The fact that... you basically... Oh, I don't know what the heck Olaf's doing. Everyone wants to gank him. Goal. I have no idea. You can easily kill people within the 70% range, and people don't expect it, because Tormented, Ignite is just hard. Does 20% damage. Even though it takes it, wonder, am I going to die? Well, you probably are. What else do I like about Swain? His ratio to get all of his kit off is retardedly high. Laser Burst is what? 1 to 1.88. Speed is something in the region 4.96, something like that. Your ratio is easily goes up to 3. You get just stay within 3 seconds, and above that it's even worse. Your damage output is insane. But at the same time, you also LeBlanc-esque category of if you fall behind, you will be useless. So we even have force 2 flashes, which is fine. Another note on builds. Some people go for Chalice, and some people go for Rod of Ages Catalyst. I'll talk about this later, but... Chalice is less gold than a Catalyst, and technically it works against the mid lane, but the problem is that you're then building against the lane as opposed to building against the game. It's the same as if I was Vlad against Aurelia, I could have built a Warden's Mail that would have completely countered Irelia, if you think about it. Every time she tries to it's slow, and therefore she gets off the face. But then come later on in the game, not really useful. Because that's really standing. And likewise in mid lane, it won't help you if you're nice. And then later on, it just doesn't build into Rod. I mean, there's situations where you want to build Chalice, say if you have Rumble top, Fiddle mid, and another AP mid, I don't know. But in general, I would always build Rod. It's just preference. Some people prefer Chalice, but I just don't. I build Chalice third item because without it, Rod of Ages isn't enough to keep your mana up, even with blue buff. So my general build is for Rod, with all around stats that you want, and then Zhonya's, because if you're stuck in the middle of everyone and trying to focus you, you can just Zhonya's and heal back up again. And after that, you get additional mana sustain from appeasing other players. Sometimes I use it for Chalice, depending on the situation. But it is really useful getting that mana and how to assist or kill to keep you going in the team fight, which is absolutely invaluable. Some people would prefer building Myrmidons, but I honestly feel you're far better off. I'm a bird. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm aware I'm probably not as good as Swain as but I hope that will change soon enough. Other questions, you can feel free to add me in game. I've played with some people who really like my channel, and I'll happily give you advice on what you want. It does depend though, because I'm currently at university and in the middle of trying to be a freaking doctor. I diagnose a lot of people with this fail, but oh well. Would I ever go for Here's the thing. I honestly feel a lot, I'm using that term a lot, aren't I? That Swain's power in lane comes from being able to sustain all damage given to the or most damage given to the point where his opponents just can't cope. And by building a first, still getting gold, but not really shut down their lane from football. That's the other reason why I prefer building activators. Most just more useful. And if you wilt Chalice first and then cat Rod of Ages, you just get into around 30 minutes before you're working as opposed to now, 2. You'll probably be a lot better off. Do I build why I like it slow? It depends. If you want to be a tar pit and something like protect hog or protect main, then it really does depend on what role you want to take. If your role is to go hunt down the enemy squishies, then probably not, as you have a pretty fierce and slow as that. But if you wanted to say protect squishies and they have loads of boozers, then by all means try to work a while into there. So you can just stick by the people assailing your hyper carry, and then they're constantly slow and get picked off. It does depend on what situation it be, and it's part of why I like it. I mean, LeBlanc gets kill the squishies or get stuffed. If Swain hits, I'll be a tar pit, or I can go kill an enemy person. He needs. I don't know. It's just. I like it. Some people might not get it because it's a short range. The only other weakness of the fact that if you play as aggressive as your kit allows you to be, and in most cases you'll win the trade just because you freaking have 20% amplification in the board. Amplification means they can't get auto because they'll just come off words every single time. Don't give it Itemization kind of still trying to figure out what exactly my kill potential is. But it's a lot higher than they think, then they're obviously not well guess standards. But yeah, I mean, this is mostly just the initial videos of what I've been up to recently. Because I'm aware some people have been asking where the heck have you gone. And when Season 3 kicks off in earnest, I promise you there will be a lot more of these. Are there any other champions I'm learning right now? Not really. Nothing really interests me. Vlad is more top. Swain I can play top sometimes, even worse due to the discipline towers just get ganked from hell of a bag. You get well rolled. You shut down your opponent, you walk more purely due to the CC you have. You seem to have got better. You can see them flaming Olaf like crazy.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Golden 7, and he did lose against Aurelia. I'm not sure I'm on top, but on the other hand, you can't flame people good and bad. Why do I ignore a move? Because I can. I have no I might record it afterwards, I'm not sure.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
There is nothing better than walking into a team fight, ultra serious team fight, and then hearing Swain's third joke in his Raven form. There's just nothing that beats it that I'm aware of. Anyway, go